you can't hear me, let me know. The question was meant to be amusing. All right. Welcome. My name is Christina Compy. I'm here today to talk to you about what's new in the Azure App Service networking features. We have only 45 minutes, so we're going to go a little quick. Please save your questions for the end. We have microphones up front, and I will also wait afterwards if you have questions afterwards. So during this session, we're going to go over some of the current networking features to do a recap of what we have today. Then we're going to talk about things that we're announcing here at Ignite that you can start playing with now or shortly. And then stuff coming later this calendar year and things we are working on for next calendar year that you would be interested in. So current networking features. So we have a number of features today that handle the incoming traffic and the outgoing traffic to your web apps. Now, we need a separate set of features for incoming as well as outbound because we're on a distributed platform. The roles that take your inbound requests are different than the roles that host your actual workloads. So we have to have a different set of features. It's not like you're on one VM with one IP that represents that one VM. Instead, you have a number of roles with their own addresses and different networking characteristics that handle your incoming traffic, and you have separate roles that host your workloads. So when you make application calls to other resources, such as databases and stuff, or on-premise resources, then we need a different set of features there. By default, your app, when deployed in the Azure App Service, has one IP that's shared with everybody else in the same app service deployment unit, and 4 to 11 IPs that are shared with the same set of applications in that same deployment unit. So if you want to lock things down, this is a little troublesome because you're sharing addresses with others. So one of the features that we have is the ability to assign an address to your app. This one's kind of tucked away. You have to go through the IP-based SSL experience to find this. But if you do so, you will have an IP address that matches to your application, which is very useful, especially for companies who want to lock down their outbound to a discrete set of non-shared addresses. So I'm curious, does anybody use that feature today? Cool. There's always usually on the order of 5 for a group like this, so I was curious. IP restrictions. So we redid this feature over the summer. It allows you to restrict incoming traffic. It allows you to lock it down to CIDR blocks of your own choosing. And you can build an allow deny list based on the address blocks of your choice. This capability is available across all of our pricing tiers and as well as in functions, and it works with Linux, it works with Windows, etc. So, hybrid connections. Hybrid connections is perhaps one of the most undersold and least understood features that we have, but it's also one of the most powerful. It gives you access to a TCP endpoint in any network that has access to Azure over 443. So if you can connect out to Azure, then you can access like a database, or I've got customers with mainframe systems that they hit. It's very powerful. It works by installing a relay agent called the Hybrid Connection Manager in your network that connects out to Azure. So there's a lot of write-up. I have also a few talks on it, and if you want to ask questions, I'm available afterwards for a bit and also at the booth. But it's a very powerful feature that unfortunately only is working for Windows. So it doesn't work yet on our Linux stuff, but that'll happen later. It also requires standard or better pricing plan, if that matters. Basic or better, I apologize. I mixed it up with this one. VNet integration. So VNet integration allows you to connect the back end of your web application with one of your virtual networks. And the way the feature works today is it's built on top of a point-to-site VPN. So it's powerful because it does connect you to your VNet, but there's some limitations because of the technology used. Because we're using point-to-site VPN, we don't have access to resources across ExpressRoute or service endpoints because the IP space is different and there's no routing between the gateways. It still opens up the door to a lot of use cases, and it's quite widely used today. This one is only available on Windows and in standard and above. The app service environment. She's my baby. So the app service environment is a deployment of the Azure App Service that runs right in your Azure Virtual Network. And because it runs directly in your Azure Virtual Network, that means it doesn't care about things like point-to-site limitations. It doesn't care about limitations for service endpoints or anything. It's running in your VNet. So it has access to resources in the same way that a VM in your VNet would have access. This is our premier top-line feature. It gives the best in isolation, the best in compliance and security reviews. There are some, we'll call them concerns people have with it, but it's a very powerful tool in our feature set. Does anybody use the ACE today? All right. I noticed it's more than the dedicated app address. So I like all our features, but I spent a lot of time with this one. In this configuration. So in this configuration, I haven't rechecked, but we're PCI compliant. We've got a lot of compliance things on the site. As far as I know, yes, but you're going to have to also pick the spec and everything else just to double check. Let's talk afterwards, but just to refine it. New features. Anybody want to hear about new features? You guys are bored. Seriously, we could talk more about ACE. So you guys want, all right, new features? There we go. All right, so we have a new form of VNet integration. This is with the multi-tenant app service. This new VNet integration capability is a multi-home style, does not use a VPN, does not use point-to-site. It is essentially putting another interface directly in your VNet. So your app has an IP in your VNet. It is able to access resources across ExpressRoute. It's able to access resources across service endpoints. It's pretty amazing. There's also one of the downsides of point-to-site is it's a bit of a sippy straw in terms of bandwidth. There's none of that. You're directly in your VNet, so latency issues go away. This only works, for remote gateway transit. I haven't tested it, but it should work, but I can't swear to it. Oh, the question is there support? I forgot to do the reply to the question. Is there support for remote gateway transit? I haven't tested everything. We've tested with ExpressRoute. We've tested with lots of other appliances. We have not tested with, or we have tested and it doesn't work yet with global peering. But there's a list of things it works with now and will work by GA. Today it's going to be on par with the current VNet integration feature. It's going to require a standard or better app service plan. It will require you to have an unused subnet inside your VNet. The way it works is each app service plan instance is directly in your virtual network. That means each instance needs an IP address. So within the multi-tenant app service, we can scale up to 20 instances. So to handle that, you need to have also a subnet big enough to handle what your maximum scale. So we encourage everybody to use a /27, which gives you 32 almost addresses. It gives you 27 addresses. Not commonly known fact, but every subnet that you provision in your VNet, 5 IPs are donated to tax purposes. The government has to have their IPs. So there's 5 out of every VNet that are out of every subnet that are gone. So that would give you 27 in a /27. The new capability is only available from our newer app service deployments. By newer, I mean somewhere on the order of a year to year and a half ago, we started deploying app service instances, the service itself, inside VNets. The older legacy deployments are not inside VNets. This capability requires us to be in a VNet for it to work. There's no easy flag right now in the UI to tell you, am I capable or not, at least from when you're provisioning your web app. We will be working on that part. One easy way to tell when you're making your web app is whether or not it'll be capable is Premium V2 an available option when you scale up? So if you provision it as a Premium V2, then you know you're going to land inside a stamp that's new. Oops, I said stamp. A deployment that's new, and you can scale back down. For now, that's an easy way to check. Another way, if you have a pre-existing application, is you can go into the portal, and I'll show you in a minute, in the networking blade, and you'll be able to see whether or not the new feature is available. All right. Oh yeah, more details. It'll be available for preview very shortly. By very shortly, I thought I was going to say now, but I won't, because we have a bug or two right now in the UI that we have to fix before we can roll it out for you guys to use. It will be available in East US and North Europe initially, and then it'll go worldwide during October, barring any problems that we find. There's currently a snafu also for probably the next week or so, where service endpoints is not working in those regions for this application, for this, this feature. You have a limit of up to 5 networks that you can be connected to from one app service plan, just like you had with the previous VNet integration feature. By GA, we will have PowerShell, CLI. This will replace the old VNet integration capability if you're connecting to a resource manager network. One restriction on this that didn't exist in the old one is that with the new feature, you're limited to the same region. It's not like we can easily put an interface on your VM and have it connected to a network in another region. I mean, that's pretty cool, but not yet. The question is, can you use the back-end address as the front side? And the answer is no. This is all back-end features. So this is all from your web app to whatever you, just like before. One of the characteristics of app service is it requires you to go through the front ends to have your traffic routed to the right host. And there's a lot of handling based on that. Like whether or not your app is up and running in the first place is triggered by traffic that goes through the front ends. So without that flow, things kind of fall apart. Anybody want to see a demo? All right. You don't believe me that it works? Good, trust but verify. This is a scintillating WordPress site. This scintillating WordPress site is using Azure SQL for the database. It's not using a MySQL, it's using Azure SQL. This database is secured with service endpoints against a subnet that my app is connected to. Now, I may have heard somebody say trust but verify. First, is this a working site? Yes. Networking features, let's dive on in. So this UI is under construction. Please forgive some of the tweaks. But when you're connected, it'll look like this. You'll have access to, mostly like this, you'll have access to see the network you're in and some other characteristics. We'll be adding more properties and cleaning this up. And then this is the WP config for my website. I've not, that's useful. The password is just, I typed stars over it because security people would have frowned at me. How can you talk about this but you leave plain text passwords? So I did that literally just up on stage. It's not a new feature to obscure your passwords. Anyhow, this database host is VNet integration demo. The database itself is VNet integration demo. And if we go over here, we'll look at, this is VNet integration demo server. And on it, you will have service endpoints connected or on that VNet. And then just the extra, just in case, that's not enough to convince you. Is anybody not convinced yet? Huh? Sure, those dots. There we go. I don't think that's the experience. Oh, there we go. Service endpoints, Microsoft SQL. Oh, I can't really click when I'm doing this. So this is on, this is where the zooming helps. Networking demo subnet, which happens to be the one that my application is integrated with. So, anybody think that's cool? All right. Thank you. We've been working on doing this for a year. That ability, it looks so simple in a demo. It's like, oh, great, she connected a WordPress site to a VNet and did service endpoints. Whee! I could do that in 20 minutes on a VM. Well, doing that back-end connection, oh, cool. I didn't know they do the text. Doing that back-end connectivity to put the interface directly in your network is amazing heavy lifting. We changed the nature of how we do stuff in networking and pull this off. So this was very extensive collaboration between the app service teams, the networking teams, the SLB teams, and the devs did a gangbuster job in delivering something that people said would be sci-fi, based on trying to change an existing system without causing problems. It's a lot like doing maintenance on a flying 747. Anybody want to see how hard it is to set this up? Now, who's set up a point-to-site VPN VNet integration before? It's fun, right? Problem-free. All right, this is not my fault. All right, there we go. So if your application is capable of using this feature, you're going to see both of the options available to you. The Add VNet preview option as well as the Add VNet. This is the UI that will replace the existing VNet integration UI. So if you wanted to add the old stuff, you'll be able to do that. If your app is capable of using the new stuff, then that extra button will be there. And by GA, then it will replace that old button and get rid of the new. So, and it'll still, yeah, that's good enough. Let's go through the new experience. So I just picked a VNet. Remember, it has to be in the same region. I just picked a subnet that has to be in my VNet. I think that one's a little obvious. And then, here's the kicker. I click OK. This is a complex thing. That's it. That's all you do. And it takes about 30 seconds to get plumbed and wired. And after that, your app is connected with your network that you've picked off. Anybody think that's an improvement? Was this worth our time? All right, cool. All right. This one's my big one for the, it's all downhill from here. I really shouldn't pick on my own presentation. So, scintillating slide that describes that little WordPress app. I'll take questions at the end because I guess I really should, in my 25 minutes, cover the rest. ACE networking dependencies. For those of you with ACEs, do all the dependencies irritate your security teams? No? Nobody? I don't know why we did this. All right, we did an integration with Azure Firewall. We are putting out a document that should be out, I think, tomorrow that lists the FQDNs that we depend on. It tells you how to set up a firewall appliance with your ACE to lock down egress. The list of FQDNs is not trivial. To do an integration with a firewall, you will need to set up service endpoints to SQL and storage from your ACE subnet, and then you can throw in the rest inside your Azure Firewall. What we did with the Azure Firewall folks is that they delivered a feature called FQDN tags. So rather than you have to type in every one of those FQDNs tortuously, they gave you a nice, simple select thing, ACE, and it's all set up for you. So it makes that part of it a lot easier. You will still have to set up routes for the management IPs. Is anybody familiar with those management addresses that I put on a doc? Okay, so 2 things to make that stink less. We have a new tag that's out that represents it. It should work in NSGs. Next is Azure collectively, are working on tag support in route tables. That will be awesome. Then you'll set a tag in your UDR, and you'll pick this FQDN tag in your firewall, and you tell your boss you're setting up all this stuff, and you go to the bar. I call it a good feature. Your boss won't bother you because he knows it's tough stuff. Was that enough? Does anybody want to hear what else is coming? More? More? God, like my kids. All right. Service endpoint support. This will allow you to lock down access to your web app from your VNet or sets of subnets. The way we've implemented it is a little different than what you see elsewhere. You will be able to build an allow deny list in the IP restrictions capability so that you can say, I want to allow all of my VNet except for this one subnet. Maybe it's a border subnet. And all these IP address blocks. And deny Bob. I don't like his address. You'll be able to build whatever you like. So by combining the IPs and your subnets, and you can pick an entire VNet, of course. The problem with this is that it doesn't give you the line of business hosting. This is only if your source IP is in your VNet. So where this is going to make a nice bit of difference will be with WAF devices. Because now you'll actually be able to lock down the traffic from like an app gateway or other WAF device to your web app in the multi-tenant. Is anybody going to use that? Yes? All right, cool. Good. Otherwise, we can just not do it. No's, no odds, no nothing. So we're going to make the ACE scale fast. All right, you heard it before, and that's a fair criticism, but my fair answer is we did make it faster. We went from 2 hours to 20 minutes. Yeah, I shouldn't be trying to do stand-up talking about my features. This is going to use that new capability that we use for VNet integration to scale. What we'll do is we'll have a regional pool of VMs. When you scale your app service plan, we borrow VMs from that regional pool, put them directly in your VNet. Your apps are instantly scaled out. In the meantime, we then scale your ACE out per the normal, quicker methodology. And then when that's done, we relinquish the ones we moved into your network back to the regional pool. So this would mean from a customer experience point of view, you have instant scaling. Is that useful? Cool. Excellent. But wait, there's more. But this is 2019. This is like pie in the sky. I mean, we're actually working on it really actively right now. Again, does anybody want to hear about this? All right, fine. People said I was crazy to talk about it. Private IP support for web apps in the multi-tenant. So this one is in development actively now, but we don't have all the details yet. It's going to take a while yet. I'm hoping it's in the first quarter, but we'll see. This will give you the ability to have a private IP for an individual web app that's directly in your VNet. What this will give you is the ability to host things like line of business applications, which are pretty darn cool. So, and if you combine that with the new VNet integration, then your web apps are mostly in a VNet. Again, really darn cool. So your inbound and your outbound can be directly in your Azure Virtual Network. This should be useful. Yes? All right, cool. Why does it take so long? So, well, the reason why it's taking so long is because it's hard. I think you're onto something, sir. I think you should join our development team and show us how to do it. I look forward to partnering with you very shortly. No, it's not quite. So I don't want to go through the whole thing right now because, oh, actually, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing really good. All right. So the multi-tenant front ends, take the traffic that are coming across the board. We'd have to have a way to secure the traffic to your Azure Virtual Network. That's where service endpoints comes in, right? So that's been in active development for a while. We haven't gotten that feature out because we were focused primarily on the new VNet integration, which is in many ways more important. We also have an alternative, even though you may not be a huge fan of it, with the ILB App Service environment, where you can have a private IP, whereas we had no option to get to service endpoints and ExpressRoute from the multi-tenant. So from a priority point of view, why can't we throw enough developers to work on all at the same time, you might ask? Because I'm not made of money. So we put in a number of resources to work on both, but it's just the way things pan out. It's not for lack of want or lack of trying. So there's been a lot of infrastructure build out that's had to happen for all this stuff to take place, which is why private IP is going to be going into next year. It's part of that infrastructure build out. The new VNet integration feature, by the way, I forgot to mention, will today only work on the Windows side. Does not yet work on the Linux side. We are working on that. I don't have an ETA, but it should hopefully be in this next half of the year to put it into preview. We'll find out more in coming weeks, so I'll probably blog about it. All right, so the last thing, and then we can dive into questions. Wow, I did really too fast. Is the completely isolated ACE. So ACE has this wonderful isolated pricing SKU. I say wonderful because the security teams say, why do you call it isolated? It's not completely isolated. You have incoming traffic, outgoing traffic. It's kind of like hard to get, but it's hardly isolated. We've been working on using that multi-network capability or that interface thing I told you about that we use for the new VNet integration. We've been using that to try to build a multi-networked app service environment. So this would put all of the management traffic on a separate network plane than the customer's network. What that means is you won't break your ACE if you make an NSG change. You can set routes to your heart's content. You're only affecting application traffic. So this is probably one of the most important feature sets that I have in the entire deck because most of the large customer problems come because they accidentally break their ACE. Usually it's by like a networking team or somebody else making an innocuous, innocent change, like blocking all outbound traffic to the internet. and somehow all the services die. Now they can do that, and they'll only kill other services, not ours. So, booyah. But in terms of, whoa, where'd that go? There are a number of sessions that add more details on the feature sets. We have a number that are on the app service side. And then there's a number that talk about the Azure networking capabilities that I brought up. One of the ones that I would really encourage would be the networking containerized applications, where they're going to talk about this new capability. You can ask them lots of questions there. The new VNet integration capability. I would also, the Azure firewall stuff would be good to go through. And oddly enough, there's one last thing that I didn't cover. Let's rewind and start the entire deck all over again. Somehow the edits lost me a slide. There's one other item that is new inside. That's why I was ahead of time. That's new with Ignite, and that's Azure Front Door. Azure Front Door is a really awesome load balancing service that does more than just load balancing. It does also application acceleration. It does web application firewall support. It allows you to do application-based, URI-based routing. So you'll be able to then use Azure Firewall in front of your multi-tenant web apps and use the IP restrictions capability to lock down traffic to that as an alternative to something like the application gateway or a WAF device in your VNet. Or if you just want to have geo-distributed applications that accelerate, then that's the way to go. Sorry about the missing slide. Don't know where that went. I swear it was there. It's in my deck. So before we go into any of the evaluation, I want to open the floor to questions. I was trying to leave 10 minutes. I'm 3 minutes ahead because I didn't have my front door slides. Any questions? Yes, please.
The back-end mix.
Yes.
Do you ask charges for those and for bandwidth?
So the new VNet integration capability, is there a charge for it? It requires you to be in a standard plan, but there's no additive charge like buying a gateway. There's also the traffic is all in our house, so there's no outbound traffic problems like you have when you go to a point-to-site VPN connection. Because in such a situation, you pay for egress because we can't tell where the data's going. It's going somewhere. So yeah, no data bandwidth charges, no charge on the interface. Though I'm sure if you abuse something and melt something, I'm sure the networking team's like, hey, we got to charge somebody something for this. But at the moment, no, there's no extra additive charge. So. Other questions? There can't be only one. It'd be very Highlander. Yes? Sure. So App Gateway is a great appliance. It deploys directly in your Azure Virtual Network. It gives you the ability to do a lot of the same things you do with Front Door, but it's put into your network. So if you have like an ILB-ACE or something else that's inside your network that you want to have a border gateway, then the App Gateway is perfect for that. If, on the other hand, your applications are internet accessible, like they're in the multi-tenant app service, or you have ACEs that are deployed with external addresses, then Front Door would be a great solution there because you can put that directly in front of it. You don't have to put something in your network. You don't have to configure routes. The worst thing you have to do is lock down your application to your Azure Front Door. We don't have UI yet built into web apps for integration with Front Door like we do with like Traffic Manager, but it's on the plate to happen. So in terms of configuration, there's a lot of capability behind it. Front Door sounds like it, because you may or may not have heard about it before, like a new product. But the reality is this has been used for years with things like Bing and everything else. So we've taken that, in-house application and Azure-fied it and now we're using it across the board. Highly encourage you to take a look at it. It's pretty slick. Other questions? Yes? Oh, I was waiting for that. The question is, would the isolated ASE go away because of all the new networking features? The answer to that is no. At least so far, and I would love to hear feedback. The feedback is people want their single tenant systems for security and compliance reasons. I've got healthcare customers who the idea of being on a multi-tenant system is, not their thing. You've also got the ability to set certificates on the workers. So if you're integrating with a private CA, you've got shortly the ability to have your ILB certs coming out of Key Vault, which your security teams like the idea better in terms of certificate management. There's going to be continuing stream of features that only work in an ASE. The biggest thing, though, is from a security appliance point of view, it's inside your network and it's single tenant. Also, the outbound address, I didn't go into it, but from the multi-tenant, we don't have a solution for you if you want a different IP address or your own dedicated IP address for outbound traffic to the internet. With the ACE, that's the only way to go for that today. The new VNet integration capability will not automatically give you that where you go into a VNet and go out something that's dedicated for your purpose. If you built your own proxy for that purpose, you could do that. Now, question to the audience is, do you guys think you would be using an app service environment even after the new networking changes? Yes? Possibly. Possibly. Well, it's a fair question, fair answer. Oh, for the outbound traffic? Yeah. We're looking to see if we can do something with Azure Firewall to solve it. The networking team is actually working on something internally called a managed NAT that would presumably go out next calendar year. It's not on my list for next calendar year because it's not definitive enough. And that would give the ability to set a static IP address for your app or anything else for that matter in your VNet. You could just route traffic to it. For now, though, we don't have a solution for it. If we can make things work out somehow with Azure Firewall, then we'll be putting some details on that. Other questions? Oh, yes, sorry. You may make a phone call to us if you're using a lot of your ASC, and you can get that bumped up to 200. We don't really advertise it per se, but if you need to go above the 100 app service plan limit, then yes, you can do it. So that'll be another thing that'll come along is after we get past the networking capabilities, we'll look at making ACE something that you can get even bigger and do better in terms of GeoDR and stuff like that. But that's right now in the hypothetical latter part of next calendar year, so I didn't go into it. But yeah, today you can still get up to 200 if you make a phone call. And one ACE is cheaper than two ACEs, so it's better to grow that out. Other questions? Come on, this is a great topic. There can't be that few questions. We are looking at, so the question is, are we looking to add any alerting or monitoring such that you, the customer, can find out that something bad has happened rather than the fun way where your own customers tell you? And the answer is that we're still looking at better ways we can do that with the new technology and the new capability. We are working on features within the app service environment to give you more details when something goes awry with that. That one is in work right now. I'm hoping for that one later this year where you'd be able to get alerts and get more details and see that somebody blocked access to the database, et cetera. In terms of the new VNet integration feature, it's still so brand new. We don't actually have all the details on what are the error situations that customers can encounter, because it's not like you have a gateway to monitor whether it's up or down. And the network access is pretty much there, absolutely. So there are a few things we can monitor, and right now they're set for internal alerts rather than customer alerts, because if we have an issue, honestly, at this point, they're bugs rather than things that you should ever have to live with. The new VNet integration feature is also currently not supported for production workloads. So while it's in preview, don't use it for stuff that you want to call in support tickets. It's not ready for that level of consumption. We don't want people depending on it yet until we've, beaten it solidly. Yes? Is the private IP support for web apps first half or second half next calendar year? Well, the exact date is, I'm hoping it's going to be in the first half. So all signs, it's kind of like the magic 8-ball. All signs point to yes for the first half of the year. It's predicated on some work that we need from other teams to wrap up in time this semester for that to become a reality. But I don't see any reason why it would not happen in the first half of next calendar year. Not at this point, unless something really big comes down that I'm aware of. So. Other questions? Yes, sir. Is there a plan to integrate app service certificates with ASCs? So we don't have current plans to do that. We are planning on, you do have the ability for your web apps in an ASC to integrate with app service certificates. And so you do have that capability. In terms of the ILB ACE certificate, we don't have current plans around enabling that. That said, it's come up a couple times. So if there's enough demand, we'll probably investigate. The first problem we're trying to solve is making sure that you can use Key Vault certificates with your ILB ACE. And once we've gotten past that, then we might look at something like integration with app service certificates. You're welcome. Next. Yes? Any support in app service for VSO what? For ILB ACE and doing the publishing. Ooh, that's a good question. Right now, no, but there are some things that are like drawing board discussions, so there's something that might possibly happen, but it's all speculative right now. The problem is, of course, your app service environment and the apps in it are not internet accessible. So how do we get around that where your VSO instance would have the ability to push content directly to your web app? Right now, we don't have a better method. There's some talk about some things. So. Other questions? Yes? Yes? So for Docker content and app service, whether or not we can run, which one? Right, so this is for basically running your own instances, your own Docker containers, not just using the blessed images and stuff like that. I don't own the Linux effort, but I'll say with the Linux support on app service environments, we are looking to add the ability so you can use your own registry. And we talked about ACR, but since ACR is currently a public endpoint, that's not our target. We want to first enable you to be able to use your own private registry, because if you're on an ACE, you're already, we assume you have security concerns. And if you have security concerns, you don't want your custom containers definitions to be sitting on a public repository. So that's how does anybody disagree with that thought? Does anybody prefer to be on ACR before it's on private registries? Anybody here? All right, cool. I'm going to assume everybody agrees with our path. So we're validated. Other questions? Yes? So the completely isolated ACE feature, will we see other services doing it? My guess is, I can't speak for them, but I believe the answer will be yes. I know some of them are integrating with this new network capability. To what degree they get to, I don't know, and I don't know their time frame. I know that we'll be the first, and that people are coming to us to see how we did it, which is kind of entertaining because the networking teams, Christina might know the answer. So, but yeah, we're being used simply as a flagship or the scout. We're leading the way. So, other questions? Yes, sorry. Are there any plans to bring the registry inside the VNet? Well, what we were looking at was if you have your own registry, Nexus or something else, you would be able to point to it from your app service environment. We haven't looked at doing that, far as I know, for the multi-tenant, because there's no way yet to tie that together. But for ACES, we are looking at doing that. Would you use it? Definitely, yeah. So what we were looking at is you could take your ACE, have your Docker containers in a private registry that's either in your VNet or on premises, and as long as you have network access, you'd be able to pull down your containers. Ooh, question is, would we allow Windows containers and app service environments? Oh, regular app service. Well, I'm not allowed to talk about that. That's a different talk this week. It's a different talk this week. Let me talk about the negative part of it. It won't be in an app service environment for a while. There, you can speculate. I can't announce other people's things. No, I don't. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Fundamentals of Windows containers. It's an app service talk. Okay, so I'm going to take that as public enough. Yeah, it's going to be on. It's going to be on multi-tenant. We're not going to be on ACE anytime in the very near future. We're going to solve the multi-network problem first. For ACEs, for two reasons. One, that's the biggest pain point for customers, and two, once we're on that capability, we'll be able to use VMs of different sizes and different definitions. One of the requirements for doing Windows containers is you need the Xenon chip VMs. So for us to do that in ACE, we have to solve that problem of giving you those VMs. And the multi-tenant, we operate at a large enough scale where we can have pools of these things. But it's not easy to solve that problem, excuse me, in an app service environment. So, other questions? No? Once? Twice? Oh, sorry.
Red Door, you said that's currently in preview?
Yes. Not for production workloads yet. So, I do not have a GA date. I do recommend people play with it, but I don't have a GA date. All right. Thank you very much, everybody.